you think your life is gonna just like get better like once you stop drinking, but like you quickly realize like, okay, no, it doesn't. Quitting drinking ain't gonna fix everything, but it gives you a good solid chance at fixing everything. Those choruses sounded great.
A little fuck up on that last chorus, but I think you can.
Yeah, I noted that.
That's good. There was a lot of good stuff there.
Yeah, I think that nice simple one.
Yeah.
That last one I just did.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to go.
Perfect.
Yeah, that was really nice, Décota.
All right, Jill.
What's up?
Next.
In my mind.
Oh yeah.
That's
a ripper.
Well, Submission came out in 2023, and I went through some big changes in my life. Changed a lot of just 180, and honestly, like recording new music was not on my radar. I hadn't really talked new projects with anybody yet, and I met Sam, and she was a business owner, and I was, in the gutter, like, down in the dumps, trying to get my life back together. And so music wasn't on my thought, but I wanted her to know I was a working musician still and had stuff going. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna record my next album here soon, doing demos and stuff. But I hadn't really started that. So I think meeting Sam kind of allowed me to pump up the gears and release this album. It would probably would have been released a lot later, and maybe not even a bluegrass album.
There might be a time down the line. Yeah. Fighting up in the ditch where life met.
Yeah. Well, like in my early 20s, it was always on my mind that like I felt like I was gonna have to quit drinking to really like accomplish anything in my life, especially musically. And a lot of artists, or a few artists, like Jason Isbell in particular, there were some songs about sobriety. You could tell he was writing from those places, and those songs really did something for me. Like I'll still listen to some of those songs and start tearing up.
Yeah.
So like if I can get through to somebody with my tunes, like I've felt with other songs, like that's the goal, really.
Perfect. So you had figments of those songs during submission.
Yeah, like over half of them I wrote during the pandemic.
Gotcha.
Filthy drunk at the camp. I got laid off, moved out to the camp, and I got big into bluegrass writing, kind of like I was listening to a lot of bluegrass at the time, just locked in my camp, and I had my little studio set up. And a lot of them, like Zombie, John Prine, In My Mind, Wheels of Steel, a lot of those songs were written in that time frame. Yeah. I think it has a lot to do with like a lot of changes in my life when I got sober. Some took longer after I got sober to change, but I always wanted to do a bluegrass record, and it is a change in genre. So I think there was so many changes going on that felt right to me at the time. And, you know, my grandfather's still kicking around. So I kind of always wanted to record a bluegrass album while he was around and able to listen to it too. So like Grampy played bluegrass me growing up. So I'd go to the festivals and lugged around. And Dad wasn't playing at that time. He played back when he was younger in a bluegrass band, young and reckless, just touring around in a truck. They had a piano on the back of their truck. They would tour around in the festivals. They had a piano player in their bluegrass band. His band was called Split Rock Falls.
I love it.
Yeah. He doesn't play much anymore, but he's picking her up a little bit lately, so.
My wagon's made of steel. Yeah, I'm welding on a wheel.
So I got sober in 2022, and I met Sam at kind of the end of 2023. So Sam's never seen me drunk.
Interesting.
And she never will, knock on wood. Yeah, no, it was a good fit because Sam doesn't drink a lot anyway, and I would never have gotten Sam if she knew me as an alcoholic. 100%.
And so how did meeting her impact your life and your musical trajectory?
She allows me to keep a fire burning under my ass, that's for sure. She's a go-getter, and she doesn't let me stop, but she always makes sure, you know, I'm doing something I love, which is awesome.
Through western plains, those wheels of steel are tugging on my vein. Yeah, my soul awaits through western plains. Those wheels of steel are calling out my name. Boarding a train, 5th of October. The leaves will change into
I
November.
want to know about like the travel portion. So like, tell me about what spawned the Via Rail journey,
Mm-hmm.
and what was that experience like?
Well, I went in 2019 by myself and did Halifax, Vancouver, and back. And yeah, that opened up again after the pandemic. And I just wanted to see the country again. And Sam could come with me, so, you know, had somebody to travel with. We kind of had that release in our mind about, because we knew Wheels of Steel was going to come out. We were like, geez, let's jump on the train and kind of line them up. Yeah. 2 of those songs I wrote, one on the train and Wheels of Steel briefly after. So even though the songs were wrote, it was kind of fun. Like I was back on the train, like kind of reliving that experience when I kind of was in that mind frame of writing those other songs on the album. So.
Yeah, my soul awaits through western plains. Those wheels of steel are calling out my name. Yeah, those wheels of steel are tugging on my veins. I'm boarding a train. See you later, Metro.
Yeah. You as a musician, you're always kind of submitting yourself and getting to know a lot. You get some yeses and something on, you know, as national like the CCMAs across Canada. It was really cool to just to be in that room at the award show with you know, with folks that I look up to and listen to, and you know, just dip my toes into the water of a new crowd and it just put a fire under my ass to, you know, go back and
Yeah.
kick down some doors.
Nice.
It felt great. It felt really good. You know, get a yes. Yeah. I think being at the CCMAs and realizing there's a lot of country music out this way, you know, in Alberta and BC, and just how beautiful the country is out there. Like, I just want to experience that, you know, live somewhere else, the creativity that might come from doing something like that.
Tell me about recording it and working with Frank at Ocean Floor.
That was great. It was great. It was an awesome experience. We did it in like 2 days in one weekend. And I really just wanted to capture, like, you know, capture a moment. You know, recording can drag on over years sometimes. And I did some vocals and stuff after the fact, but like, we had the musicians in, you were there, and yeah, we nailed her down in 2 days. What we got was what we got, and we went with that. So it's like, it's pretty raw. Like, there wasn't much, you know, tweaking around after the fact. So yeah, it was a great experience.
Never really thought about the other side. Only everyone felt like getting high. It's been so long since I've touched the ground.
Sadly, like,
That's the way
writing since I've been sober has been difficult. But I think too, since I've been sober, I've changed a lot in my life for the better. So sometimes I find without a lot of the struggles that I was having, it's like, oh, I'm happy now. What do I write a song about? But you know, but creativity, I think, comes in waves. So I think I'll be fine. But yeah, I do find it a little difficult not being able to have a glass of rum and write a tune. Yeah.
I can see.
When you look back on this this record and this time
Mhm.
that you're writing about, what do you think it'll remind you of most?
Almost like new beginnings.
Yeah.
You know.
Nice.
Yeah, it all feels fresh, you know, clean slate. I think I was ready for this for sure, to like tell my story, and you know, I didn't have too much painful moments during this whole thing, I don't think. I still go back to it. I find, like, writing about my sobriety and in the past before I was sober, and just what it's like dealing with being sober. It's because it's like you think your life is gonna just like get better like once you stop drinking, but like you quickly realize, like, okay, no, it doesn't. Quitting drinking ain't gonna fix everything, but it gives you a good solid chance at fixing everything.
Can you bring me down? That's the way the world goes round. That's the way the world goes